¿Qué tal, comunidad? Aquí habla su abogado Ray Ibarra Maldonado. Ojalá todo está bien con usted y su familia. Hoy es el 18 de mayo, un jueves. Voy a empezar en inglés, después voy a cambiar a español. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, happy Friday, May 13th we got going on over here. May 18th, excuse me. I have to be very careful of the date because there's a lot going on. And every time I come on, I'm like, oh, there's something new on immigration. And guess what? There's something brand new again on immigration. A lot of people have been talking about DACA. A lot of people talking about the border. So I'm going to go over the latest on those two. And also, a lot of people have reached out with this video, which I haven't seen yet. So I was going to wait to do the live to watch it and let you all know what my thoughts are. But what I hear from people is that it's pretty outrageous and something that occurred here in Arizona. All right. So getting the ball rolling first, we got DACA news. What's going on with DACA? So to understand what's going on now, we're just going to go quick revision of what's happened with DACA so far. Okay. So you'll remember that Texas v. United States was filed back in 2018. Wow. We're in 2023 now. So the DACA news you're hearing about, the court hearing you hear about, it's the same case from 2018. Shout out to MALDEF, who's on the case, and they have this page that they put out giving the timeline overview, which makes it much easier to understand what's going on with the case and what's happening today. So 2018, the lawsuit gets filed, MALDEF intervenes in the lawsuit, and then this is the same case that the decision comes out to end DACA, then it goes up to the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals, which is above the Southern District of Texas where the case was filed. Then it goes to the U.S. Supreme Court, and then finally the U.S. Supreme Court issues the decision, which then it goes back to the Fifth Circuit, which then it goes back to the Southern District of Texas, which is where we are today. So we're back where we started. And we remember the U.S. Supreme Court said you can't simply just end the program from one day to the next. Too many people have relied on this program for work, for education, for buying a house, for getting credit cards. Therefore, U.S. government, you can't just end it. And you also didn't do it properly because you should have filed notice of this program. You should have given people an opportunity in the public, a chance to comment on it, and then issued a final ruling. Well, the Biden administration has done that. So that angle they've taken care of already. What we have now is the case going back to the Southern District of Texas. And what I did is I went ahead and looked up the case, went to our friend Pacer here. Pacer has all the federal court filings for every court in the nation. Went to the Southern District of Texas, and this is only the last, I think I ran last year of the docket. If you can see the little scrolly thing down here, right there in the bottom corner, right, we're all the way at the bottom. When you scroll up, you start seeing just the amount of attorneys that are working on this case. All the rest of this, if I was to pull this line all the way back up to the top and go, droot, all you would see would be attorneys' names. Attorneys that have been on the case, attorneys that are now on the case, plaintiffs, defendants. It's just in chaos, right? But what we have here, and the reason why I want to pull up the docket is because I really haven't seen a lot of newspaper articles, which I normally go to. But let's go straight to the source here. We have the actual case filings by the attorneys and by the judges. So to know what's going on, we go all the way down the bottom. I usually start at the very end here, and I see what's happened most recently in this court hearing. So down here we see on May 16th, that was a couple days ago, there was an order granting the motion for oral argument, a motion for summary judgment, motion hearing. That's a mouthful by itself. And setting it for June 1, 2023 at 10 a.m. in courtroom 9D in front of this same judge who just is giving himself way too much power over immigration-related issues. It's almost like he's appointed himself as president of the immigration issues, at least for making the first decision here in the district court level. So it's an order granting a motion. Right, so if I, as an attorney, want the judge to do something, want the court to do something, I motion I put something forth to the court. Here's my motion for a hearing, Your Honor. I would like to have oral argument on this case. Interesting, the judge themselves can set oral argument. The judge can say, I've received all your briefings, and I think it would be helpful to the court if we were to set oral arguments for this date at this time. He didn't do that in this case. That's kind of weird to me. Maybe it's a Texas thing. Every district court does a little bit differently. In my experience, if a judge wants to hear more arguments on your filings, then a district court judge will set those as opposed to being asked for. Now, it could be different in courts of appeals, but this is usually a district court. You would expect the district court judge, at least in Arizona, to say, okay, I've received your briefings. Now here's a date for oral argument. Here, we had both the plaintiffs and the defendants file the motion. So the judge granted it because you see here docket 683 was the motion. So 683, what was that? Well, that over here was an unopposed motion for summary judgment hearing, right? So all these attorneys, or plaintiffs, I'm sorry, filed this motion. They got the defendants to agree, hey, there's a lot of complicated legal issues in these filings, and when we talk about it, like the filings are up here, there's so many attorneys and so many plaintiffs and so many defendants. There's states, right? Alabama, Arkansas, Kansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Nebraska, Carolina, Texas, West Virginia. Everybody on that team wants to write something. Everybody on the plaintiff side wants to write something. So the amount of briefing in this case is pretty insane. What does it come down to? This one actually comes down to the DACA program itself. So this is a major hearing, right? Do I think anything's going to happen June 1st? Like, oh, everybody hurry up, go and renew your DACAs before June 1st. I don't think that date is, you have to really stress that you get something out by that date. Really, it is very rare for a judge to issue an oral decision, and if I was a betting man, I would put all my money on that he's not going to issue an oral decision that day. I think it would come soon thereafter. He probably already has a draft written, but I think he'll wait to hear the oral arguments and then afterwards issue that decision. Could be sometime in June, but that's the thing with the federal courts, right? They can have the oral argument on June 1st, but the judge could issue a decision in December, in January of next year. There's no really deadline for the judge to have to issue a decision. Given how important the case is on a national level, do I think the judge will issue a decision sooner than that? I do. All right, so I do think sometime in June, maybe July at the latest, we will see the judge's decision on that case, and that could be formally ending the DACA program. Again, already had instructions from the Supreme Court. You cannot from one day to the next end it, judge, so I don't expect that to happen. If you're coming up and needing to renew, definitely still renew, keep going along with it. I've seen other attorneys saying, oh my gosh, get your renewal in now, an extra 2 years. You can do that. I do think, whatever it is, the program will have a wind down period, but it probably will be something like, and I'm just totally shooting off the top of my tongue, whatever you say, guessing, okay, you can renew your DACA one more time and then the program ends. Or, the program's going to end once, 30 days from now, everybody can do one more application or something. And then that's what's going to end the DACA program. I truly, at the bottom of my heart, I don't mean to give more anxiety, mean to give more stress. I'm not that kind of person or an attorney. I think if the program ends, and it's person of privilege, very easy for me to say this, and I don't mean to hurt anybody's feelings when I say this way as well, but I think it's going to be better for people with DACA, because the program, being in limbo, only a work permit, having asked for permission to go get tacos in Mexico, right? Advanced parole, like every time you want to leave the country, you have to ask the government for permission. Like, teacher, can I go to the bathroom? Like, this is stupid. It's really stupid. Okay, people have been living here, they have their life here, they want to travel and see another culture, another part of the world. They should be able to do that. So I think ending the DACA program will finally force Congress to take some action and get something codified, hopefully that leads to residency, at least to citizenship, for folks that have DACA. So I, for one, get this goddamn hearing done. Get your stupid order issued, Judge Hannon, and let's keep the ball rolling, because people have been in limbo for way, way too long, right? Very much oversimplified by me, but that is my opinion on this. All right. Video. Thanks for folks that sent this out. I know pretty much everybody watching this has probably already seen it. I have not, so I'm not even sure if the audio is going to work on this or how we're going to do it, but let's give it a little look. Warning, trigger warning, I would say. It does appear there's some bad stuff just buried in the comments over here. We already have my good buddy Jonathan Solorzano, whose birthday was yesterday. Please join me in wishing him a happy birthday, agreeing to represent the person pro bono. That's amazing. And then we've reached out as well, offering to help. But let's take a look at this video and see what's going on here.
It's fucking bullshit. You said that to fucking Michael. You can say that to Michael, you fucking piece of shit. Fuck you. Leave!
No.
Get the fuck out of that building right now!
Oh my God.
Bullshit!
Alright.
It's fucking bullshit!
No.
You said that to fucking Michael!
Yeah, no. Absolutely, positively, 1,000 fucking % bullshit by this guy, right? This guy thinks, oh, I am a boss, I'm a former owner, or whatever he thinks he is, that he can go around and talk to another human being like this, slap something out from their hand. No. Completely unacceptable for this individual to be treating another human being that way. Abuse to, yeah, no, nobody should have to deal with this in their personal life, in their professional life, when you wake up and go to work and you do something, even if you do it wrong. I mean, who's to say it was done wrong? There's no evidence of any of that whatsoever in this video, but simply seeing that reaction, how can you talk to another human being in this manner and think it's okay, think it's acceptable, is completely insane. Yes, definitely should seek legal representation, and again, anybody watching this video that knows of this person, our office has already said we're more than happy to talk with the victim in this case and see what we can do. There's, legally speaking, there's always a civil lawsuit. Anytime you feel that your rights have been violated, you have the right to sue that person in court for intentional infliction of emotional distress, for attempted assault, whatever it was. I couldn't tell it good what was hit. It appeared to be they hit her in the hand or hit something out of the hand. The immigration-wise, there's other forms of relief. Even a new form of relief we're working on, where if someone, Department of Labor, has an open investigation, which sounds like they certainly should be investigating this abusive guy here, and someone's willing to cooperate in that, if the person didn't have status, they could apply for a deferred action, just like we're talking about the deferred action for childhood arrivals, deferred action people who are part of investigation of labor abuses. And if he's doing this at work, clearly there's additional labor abuses that were happening as well. And this is unfortunate reality for a lot of our community that has to deal with on a daily basis. They wake up early in the morning, they go and grind away, building, constructing the lives of the state of Arizona and helping the growth and helping the economy. Yet when you're inside a building and putting it together that a family or someone's going to live in someday, you get this kind of abuse, this kind of absolute, unacceptable, intolerable abuse from this employer. And I do see some comments here asking about the police to be involved and just really finding out who this person is and blasting them. We should not be accepting anything of this nature here in Arizona or anywhere across the country. So big shout out to MC Magic for posting. MC Magic has done a lot for Arizona and Latinos across the U.S. and appreciate him sharing this video. And thanks to everybody that reached out to us and sent it to us. And 100%, no, we're not going to stand for that. Unacceptable. Anybody knows of them, feel free to send them our way, or to Jonathan and tell him a happy birthday as well. All right. And here we have Defensa Comunitaria. Buenos días, buenos días. Aquí estamos hablando de el DACA. abusos laborales, ¿verdad? Algo muy importante cuando hay abuso laboral, reportarlo. And then finally, ahorita voy a cambiar a español, final thing, all that drama about the asylum seekers. Oh my gosh, it was going to be a surge, it was going to be a wave, all these words that I don't want used in the coverage of human beings seeking a better life. Look at what happened. DHS, daily drops of asylum seekers at southwest border. Now, all my live videos are archived. You can go back to YouTube. You can go find them. You can see a certain someone, me, saying, I don't think it's going to be as bad as the folks say. But that's not to say it's been good. 8-year-old girl dies in U.S. Border Patrol custody in Texas. This is part of the asylum, part of, they mention here, death comes as number of migrants seeking across appears to have dropped significantly since the lifting of Title 42. Nonetheless, the tragedy of a young girl, we don't have any more information on what happened or why it happened, but absolutely unacceptable to lose a life. You come seeking a better life for your children and have one of those children die in the journey. It's just, this to me is something that should be the media coverage, right? The reality. Someone, a mother, a father, was seeking a better life, was seeking protection, was seeking safety for their child. On that journey, the child died. We should be outraged at that, more so than we're outraged at the number of people that are lined up at the border, trying to do it the right way, right? So that's some very, very disturbing news from the U.S.-Mexico border. And going back to the video, sí, ya vamos a cambiar a español. Voy a empezar con el video. Voy a ponerlo una vez más porque los que ya están viendo, aquí está el video.
You can say that to Michael, you fucking piece of shit. Fuck you.
That was the tail end of it, so come back again.
Leave!
No.
Get the fuck out of that building right now, you fucking bitch! Bullshit!
Alright.
It's fucking bullshit! You said that to fucking Michael! You can say that to Michael, you fucking piece of shit! Fuck you!
I'm sorry, perdón que no dijo nada de las palabras antes. Es increíble pensar que es lo que nuestra comunidad tiene que sufrir diariamente y muchas veces no tenemos en video. Yo no pienso que tenemos ningún cliente que no puede decir que viviendo en Estados Unidos, trabajando en construcción, en yardas, no ha tenido una experiencia como esa persona. No es justo, no estoy diciendo que es justo. Yo sí pienso que esa persona que fue víctima del abuso debe demandar, debe reportar, debe no tener miedo de poner a esa persona enfrente de las autoridades, porque lo que él está haciendo es abuso laboral, es abuso penal y son cosas que no deben tolerar en una comunidad que decimos que estamos a favor del respeto a nuestros hermanos. Muy, muy importante, nosotros ya hemos dicho que con gusto estamos listos a representar a esa persona sin ella tiene que pagar nada. También aquí puede ver que el abogado Jonathan Solorzano, nuestro amigo que tuvo cumpleaños ayer, también está dispuesto a ayudar completamente gratis a esa persona. So, si ustedes conocen a esa persona, diles con gusto, mínimo a esos dos abogados que estamos listos a pelear y representar a ella. Este tipo de abuso es algo muy común por nuestra comunidad y muchas gracias a la persona que grabó el video, que ya sé que probablemente tenía mucho miedo de grabar también, pero para poner este enfrente, para poner esto en la luz, lo que sufre nuestra comunidad. Y si hay un abuso, una visa nuevo que está relacionado a eso, es como la acción deferida con los jóvenes, pero son para abusos laborales. Si hay un abuso laboral y una organización del gobierno, departamento de labor, otro departamento está investigando el abuso, que obvio eso es suficiente para que pedimos que ellos hagan una investigación en contra de esa persona, es posible que esas personas que son testigos en esta investigación también puedan ganar acción deferida. No sé si la persona es ciudadana americana o es permanente que está parte en ese video. Si tienen papeles, de todos modos, no es nada que debe tolerar y las autoridades deben saber de esa persona. Y no sé, él parecía como el dueño del edificio o algo. Todos que son dueños junto con él, todos que han puesto dinero para él, el banco que dio préstamo para estas cosas, deben saber sobre eso y debe tener una campaña para que sabemos quién es esa persona y para que él sabe que todo el mundo está viendo y nadie está de acuerdo con sus acciones, ¿verdad? Sí, a mí me pasó en 2011 con un contratista que no me pagó. Fui a muchas oficinas y no me ayudaron en nada. Muchas gracias por tu testimonio. Otra vez, como yo dije antes, todas las personas que estaban en esta oficina, todos tienen una experiencia como esa, que no fueron pagados, que fueron maltratados, que básicamente fueron forzados a trabajar sin pagar. Es algo que debemos hacer muy consciente de lo que vive nuestra comunidad. Y sí hay organizaciones que ayudan, organizaciones no lucrativas, sí hay agencias del gobierno que deben investigar esos tipos de abusos. No hay muchos abogados que yo conozco que enfoquen ese tipo de abusos laborales y si necesitamos más. Siempre estoy diciendo, mira, necesitamos más abogados que hablan español para hacer esas diferentes áreas. Abuso laboral, de seguro sí es uno, ¿verdad? Ojalá siga creciendo más personas en la escuela para estudiar leyes y para que puedan venir aquí a Arizona a hacer defensa por la comunidad, ¿verdad? Incluso en una oficina de la central me entrevistó. Y recuerda siempre, comunidad, si hay un cierto tipo de abuso y si no tiene documentos, debe investigar si es elegible para la visa U o por la nueva acción deferida. Muy importante y gracias por compartir con nosotros esa información. Otra información nueva que muchos me están preguntando es qué está pasando con DACA, abogado. DACA es el mismo caso 2018 que fue a Corte Suprema, que regresó. El caso ya tiene más de 5 años, está de regreso y fue un orden el 16, hace 2 días, una moción para escuchar argumentos orales en Corte Federal. Ya tiene programado para el 1 de junio del año que viene a las 10 de la mañana en Texas, frente al mismo juez. No va a ser sesión ese día, a lo mejor unas semanas después, unos meses después, pero eso sí es ya por fin los argumentos sobre si la programa DACA es legal o no es legal. Los argumentos antes, mucho era técnico, si había razón por qué los estados podían demandar, si ellos siguieron bien con la ley de publicar DACA. Ya, como ya fue por 5 años peleando, ya por fin llegó a la pregunta simple, si DACA es legal o no. Eso va a ser la respuesta del juez Hannon, no es. Ya sabemos eso porque él ya ha dicho varias veces en sus otras decisiones que él no piense que el presidente tiene poder de crear un programa para dar papeles a muchas personas, que eso tiene que ser un acto del Congreso. Yo sí creo que al fin el juez Hannon va a escribir una decisión diciendo que no está en favor de DACA y el programa tiene que terminar. Pero el Corte Suprema, el bueno del Corte Suprema, si nos han dicho que tiene que ser un proceso más largo. No puede terminarlo un día a otro. Si he visto unos abogados diciendo si puede renovarlo este verano, si quiere, pues puede, pero recuerda que el Corte Suprema dijo que no puede terminar el programa un día a otro porque hay mucho interés. Permisos de trabajo significa que podían trabajar, estudiar, comprar casas, todo eso, y no es justo determinarlo de un día a otro. Y cuando por fin tenemos una decisión negativa, pues pueden apelar otra vez al Corte 5 Circuito, después al Corte Suprema, pero ojalá el Congreso va a actuar y va a pasar una ley ya diciendo que los que tienen DACA sí pueden tener papeles por fin. Es lo que yo esperaba. Yo sí estoy hablando de mucho privilegio. ya soy ciudadano americano, ya tengo mi pasaporte. Perdón, no quiero ser cruel diciendo mi análisis, pero yo sí pienso que va a ser mejor por nuestra comunidad cuando tenemos una decisión ya por fin diciendo que el programa es en contra de la ley, para que el Congreso por fin pueda actuar y pasar una reforma mínimo para las personas que tienen DACA y los jóvenes, en vez de seguir aplicando por nada más un permiso y pidiendo permiso cada vez que quiere salir del país. Y como usted tiene que tener una razón buena para que ellos den una aprobación. Si una persona quiere salir a comer tacos, a ir al dentista en México, ¿por qué tiene que pedir permiso? Pero es mi opinión. Ojalá nos vemos algo positivo y la reforma migratoria, lo que queremos ver, muy fin. Recuerda que mañana el Congreso puede pasar la reforma. Un mes, 2 meses, no necesitamos algo especial, pero una decisión negativa del juez Hannon ojalá va a resultar en más personas actuando y pidiendo la reforma. ¿Okay? Y como siempre, pongan sus preguntas en el idioma que ustedes quieren. Y si estás viendo en YouTube o Facebook, Instagram, puede poner su pregunta aunque se no está viendo en vivo. ¿Qué está nuevo en la frontera? Recuerdo que tenemos mucho en la prensa sobre el asilo. Aquí dice DHS Daily Drops of Asylum Seekers at the Southwest Border, que hay menos gente pidiendo asilo en la frontera. Pero el malo, sí tenemos noticias que murió una niña de 8 años en custodia de la patrulla fronteriza en Texas. Y sí dicen ahí que ya bajó el número de personas que están cruzando, pero de todos modos es algo, una tragedia escuchar que una niña que vino con sus papás, uno de sus papás quería mejor vida, quería protección, murió en custodia básicamente en una cárcel de los Estados Unidos, un país donde siempre hemos pensado que es para las personas que necesitan mejorar su vida, que tienen miedo en su país de origen, y que tenemos un ejemplo de lo que las noticias deben estar enfocando en vez de diciendo puras cosas negativas de mucha gente que está en la línea. Sí, es bien triste de ver lo que está pasando en la frontera. La realidad sigue usando como para políticas republicanos, demócratas, para intentar ganar su siguiente elección, sin pensando en la realidad de las personas, los humanos que nacieron en otro país, pero de todos modos no hay razón por qué debemos usar ellos para intentar ganar más poder en el futuro o quedar en poder. Es algo muy triste de ver por nuestra comunidad. ¿Okay? Así es, comunidad, lo que está pasando en más recientes noticias de esta semana, 18 de mayo, en los Estados Unidos, en Arizona, específicamente este video, lo que está pasando en la frontera y también el DACA. Como siempre, si no está viendo en vivo, por favor, manda un mensaje privado o pone su comentario aquí, pero si quiere, obvio, en privacidad, pues nos manda un mensaje directo. ¿Okay? Ojalá tienen un excelente fin de semana. Aquí nos vemos el siguiente jueves. Gracias, comunidad.